Before we get started, I want to invite you to something I'm really excited about. We have our next Rehab Chiro Mastermind Live event coming up this September in New Jersey. If you're a regular listener and you've been enjoying what we teach on this podcast, this is an opportunity you won't want to miss. You can find the registration link and all the details in the show notes. Now, let's get to today's episode.
So this video is going to be something that if you're a chiropractor, you've literally never heard before. The fact of the matter is, the thing that most chiropractors want that watch this video is actually the thing that's going to help them the least. And what is that? That is marketing for new patients. Yes, facts. See, it's a crazy place that we live in where the thing that someone wants is actually the thing that's going to help them the least, specifically the thing that's going to help them make more money the fastest. See, I deal with chiropractors every single day, and I would tell you that 9 out of 10 times when I ask them what their biggest problem in their practice is, they tell me, I need more new patients. And my friends, that is the biggest lie and myth that chiropractors have told you. Now, if you're seeing this on Instagram or YouTube and you are a chiropractor, I will guarantee you a few things. Thing number one is you've probably said this because I have too. And thing number two, as you scroll up and down on your Instagram, you are in an algorithm that probably gets inundated with ads from people who are running agencies, and their big promise to you is more new patients. My friends, they are not dumb. They know what you want, so they're going to give you what you say you want. The problem for them and for you is that the thing that they can actually provide you is not the thing that's going to help you build your business the best, fastest, and most profitable. So about 4 years ago, I started this business where I helped coach chiropractors. And very early on, I had to make a decision on how I was going to do my job. Unfortunately for me, I did not choose the easy path, because the reality is in marketing, in general with marketing, the best thing to do to make money fast in my world would be to do the thing that's the easiest. The easiest thing to do is to help someone like you get more new patients. I chose not to do that. And the reason why is because deep down I knew that wasn't the thing that chiropractors actually needed. Again, don't take my proof of this. Go look at your feed. In your feed, you've got 30 new patients in 30 days, 27 patients in 20 days, run a new patient special to get 9 patients in the next 9 days. You'll see it all over. Why are they using those as their marketing? Because it gets people to take action. The fact of the matter is, if you stay with that mindset, I promise you, you're going to stay being broke. About 3 years ago, I was having a conversation with a student who was about to graduate chiropractic school. And when he was about to graduate, I had a conversation asking what his plans were when he graduated. He told me, he seemed young, he seemed ambitious, seemed ready to go. He told me that his goal was to open a practice right out of school. And so I asked him, I said, fantastic, tell me what's the big goal in the first 3 months of practice? And he said, my only goal is to get really busy. So I said, okay, just to clarify, your goal is to get busy or to be profitable and make money? And he said, no, I just want to be busy. My friends, busy is a trap. And the thing that starts this trap is thinking that the only way forward is more volume and more new patients. So before we go into why I think this is a problem and what I think needs to change, let's go through a little bit of math. Any business in the world, doesn't matter if it's chiropractic or you're running an agency or you're running an ice cream shop. There's only a few ways that any business can make more money. Way number one, which is the only way that chiropractors think, is more new customers. So if you sell frozen yogurt and you have 10 new customers and charge them $1, if you get 20 customers and charge them $1, you'll make more money. That's thing one, that's way one. But there's also other ways, and I want to be the one to tell all of you that I promise you the other ways are more efficient and more effective, though they require some things I will talk about later. The second way to make more money is to charge more for the same thing. And so if you run a frozen yogurt shop and you're charging $1, if you charge $2, you will now make double the money without having to get any more new customers. So right there, I've just proved to you that you don't always need more new patients, more new customers, more new buyers to make more money. That's way two. And way three is what we call sell them other things. And so In a frozen yogurt shop, if you sell them frozen yogurt and then you add on toppings to that, instead of it costing $1 or $2, the toppings now add another $1 or $2 on top of it. So that one customer, instead of them making $1, they might make $3 for you. And so with those three, you have the only three ways that any business can make more money: get more new customers, charge them more money, or sell them more things. For all of us here, that is a core premise of understanding any business. And when I teach business to my students, the thing that I tell them is I want to be the one to teach you principles that apply beyond the scope of just what we're doing. Now, as we break that down, let's go through it one by one, because all of you should be thinking a few things. The first thing you should be thinking is, yeah, but Justin, healthcare doesn't work that way. I would say you're right. Because way number 2, to charge more money for your services, if you are taking insurance, it is not possible. And so for insurance practices out there, the biggest challenge that you all face is that thing number 2, charging more money for the same thing, which is the fastest way to grow your business. It does not exist. And that is a crux. That is the paradox. That is a legitimate bottleneck. If you haven't started your practice yet and you're hearing this for the first time, you may have gotten advice from mentors or people who told you just start your business and take insurance because you can get more volume in the door. What are they saying? The only way to grow your business is to get more new clients. But I want to spend some time here with the insurance thing because, again, I personally don't care if you take insurance, don't take insurance, do whatever you want. I just want everyone to understand that people much smarter than me offer advice that I think is relevant for you to hear. And if you're watching this video, you obviously care. Warren Buffett always says that the worst business to be in is one where you don't control your price. And so when we start to look at the business model of healthcare or chiropractic, the reason why you see so many people who don't like insurance or taking insurance or feel like insurance is a big crux of their business is because of that fact right there, is that they cannot raise their price. I would also tell you that even though there's an emotional attachment and an identity, which we're going to talk about, of raising your price, it feels like the hardest thing to do, and there's a lot of excuses as to why we wouldn't, but it actually is the fastest and easiest way to make more money. How do I know? Because that one principle changed my life. When I started my practice, Strive to Move, I was charging $60 for a session. And then over time, I went to 70, 80, 95, 125. And for the same thing that I was offering, for the same value, for the same time being spent, I always got the same amount of patients, but I continued to make more money and profit by simply charging more money for the same thing. I'm not here to talk to you about if it's valuable, if it's not valuable. That's a conversation for another day. I just want to tell you the facts of my story. In 2019, I decided to completely change my business model. And at that point, I decided to offer even more value to my clients and raise my prices again. And that was the thing that revolutionized and evolutionized my business, because we went from making about $1,000 per customer to over $2,000 per customer. And in that year, my business grew 34%. And in that year of 2020 with COVID, I saw less new patients than I did the year before, proving to all of you that getting more new customers is not the only way to grow your business. And so I think that everyone here, I hope, just understands that there are always and only going to be 3 ways to grow your business. However, the only way that chiropractors think to grow their business is by getting more new customers, because they think they need more marketing. And what I want to talk about now is why most people resist doing the easy thing, which is normally either not taking insurance or raising their price to an appropriate level. So the reason why most chiropractors just want more marketing is that marketing feels safe. When we go and do more marketing, we run ads, we go have conversations with people, we run $29 specials or send an email. It's very easy because it's measurable, it's visible, and it feels like we're taking action. And also, when you're doing marketing, and this is the key point, you're disconnected enough from the client or potential rejection that you keep yourself safe. You can launch your ads, you can change the creatives, you can watch what the metrics do, and all of that feels very productive, and it protects your identity. So the key thing is that marketing, to get new clients, in normal cases, it protects your identity, and you really never get rejected because it's very objective. You measure the data, you put the ad out there, and you hope to see that it works. The challenge is when we start talking about price, we start talking about sales, when we talk about raising price or not taking insurance, it isn't that it's hard, it's that it's scary because it questions who you are. But here's the real fear. The real fear about growing your business beyond just getting more new clients and taking insurance is not that no one will pay. It's not that cash pay doesn't work in your town. It's not that insurance is a good way to start. All those are very logical. The real fear of growing your business the right way, which is to charge the right price and to raise your price to a requisite level, the reason why people don't do that is because there's a fear of being told no. When someone comes to you and says you're too expensive, what you hear as a chiropractor is that my care isn't worth it. And at an even deeper level, what you really hear and what you tell yourself is, I am not worth it. Even further, it starts to question all of the things that you have just done. You went to school, you took on loans, you went into debt, you put a doctor behind your name. Yet after all of that, which you thought would solve all of the problems in your life about who you were and how you felt about yourself, when someone tells you no, it starts to chisel away at all of those things. The reality is that getting more new patients or thinking that you're being productive with marketing agencies never tests your self-worth. But when you raise your price and you expose yourself and you step out of the insurance system, it exposes you into being a person that you may be afraid of. Most chiropractors choose marketing not because it's the best strategy. They choose it because it's emotionally safer. And so for everyone out there that thinks, I just need more new patients and this is bullshit, like, let's just have a good conversation here. And maybe there's something I'm gonna say that might even resonate to make you think. The real thing that needs to happen is a shift. The real thing that's gonna help you go from where you are, which is feeling frustrated, not making enough money, not seeing your family, feeling busy, feeling like you have to take insurance, thinking that your town is different. The real problem is your identity. The old belief that we need to kill is that I am a clinician, I am a doctor, I'm not a business person. Your new belief is that my job isn't to convince people, my job is to communicate clearly the value I provide. And I need to charge a requisite price for that. You see, there's many people in this profession who will tell you and shame you for actually charging a professional price. They'll tell you that it doesn't work in the marketplace and that you might be a new grad and not have the experience or you're not the best clinicians out there. They're going to tell you all these things. Why? Because, my friends, the world wants to pull you back into average. And there are people that do just what I do, coach people out there, and that is their concern. How dare someone come in after me who doesn't have my clinical skills, that hasn't been doing it as long as I have? How dare them charge more money than me? Why? Because that will make that person feel small. I'm telling all of you, I'm looking at all of you who are worried about that, who have heard that, who have been around mentors that have tried to convince you of that has nothing to do with you. And it has everything to do with them. They don't want to feel small. They don't want to feel shame. And if you let that dictate who you are going to be and what your life is going to become, I promise you're going to get to the end of this thing and have regret. My friends, there are people out there, most people out there, who want to pull you back into average. They don't want you to be successful. Because if you have more success than they do, it's going to make them question who they are. That has nothing to do with you, and it's none of your business. Your job is to show up for yourself, for your family, and for your community, and provide the value to them and the value to yourself that makes all of this worth it. You and I both know that this game is hard. You and I both know that it isn't just about getting more new patients. And if we really sat down and thought through it and got into a deep conversation, we know that the problem with your practice is just not more new patients. The few that realize that, understand, and finally build the life and business that they want and they're proud of. But most people go on the rest of their career just thinking all of the things that those mentors told them, the things that those mentors told them to hold them down, to keep them small. And I am here to tell you, it doesn't need to be that way. I am here to tell you that you're worth a lot more. I'm here to tell you that tactically, you don't need more new patients. You need to charge the right price. You need to get out of the insurances that aren't treating you correctly. If they're treating you well, keep doing it. God bless. But if they're not treating you and not paying you the way you need to, and you want to treat clients and patients in a certain way, no more. No more. Every single one of you went to school with a dream and a vision of who you wanted to become, what you wanted your life to look like, and what your practice is. And if you are living that dream right now, God bless. And if you're not, all I'm going to tell you, the fix isn't more marketing. The fix isn't another new patient. The fix isn't 30 new patients in 30 days. The fix is not a $79 special. And the fix, God help you, is not another meta ad. The fix is becoming a person that deserves it. The fix is becoming a person that has earned the right to charge a professional price. The fix is not thinking that because you're a chiropractor, you're a second-class citizen. If you can get to that point in your life and understand that, all of a sudden, the price and the insurance, all the BS goes away. The always finding the next new patient and just a race to the bottom of how many can I see at the cheapest price possible, all of that goes away. But until you change who you think you are and shed that old identity of who you think you're supposed to be or who your mentors told you you're supposed to be because that's who they are, until you make that change that identity, become a person of value, your business will not change. And in that process, you're also going to make a lot of marketing companies very, very rich. Neither is the right move. And so before anybody goes out there and spends another dollar on marketing, before any of you think, I just need more new patients, I just ask you to ask yourself this. What conversation am I avoiding? What truth am I delaying? Maybe it isn't a marketing problem. Maybe your business is not successful for another reason. Maybe the real thing you need is confidence. Maybe the real thing that's needed is an identity shift. I promise, if you're not where you want to be and your practice is struggling, it isn't the next system, it's not the next marketing plan, it's not the next ad, it's you. You don't need more new patients. You need to become the person that lives a life that you are proud of.